Hey, Lori,
Hey.
what you doing?
Making jam. Peach jam
In the rig?
in the rig. So just because you're living in a smaller space doesn't mean you still can't do the things that you really like to do. So we picked up some peaches when we were in Enderby, Armstrong area. 22 pounds. Kevin laughed a lot about that. And now I'm going to can because we're actually in some place. I did want to kind of do it when I had full water and electricity hookup just in case. So yeah, making jam.
And you find you got enough room to do all this? Like with your, where does you keep all the big pots and everything like that?
Well, most of the pots fit in my wonderful pot drawers, which is kind of cool. But just show you a little bit about it. Don't see this in many rigs, but that's where all my normal pots can be. And I just have my one big pot, and I have a spot for it down underneath in one of the bins. So I got everything I need.
Perfect. Can't wait.
Hey, Lori here. Some of you may not know my backstory and why, how this all came about, that we actually are living in a small space. So when getting ready to live in this small space, we had to make some changes, and there was a few things that I was worried about that I'd have to give up just because I wouldn't have the space. One of them, as I showed in the video the other day, was canning. Because I do like to make jam, and other things are on the table to be able to can and function in a small space and still do the things you love. The other thing I really love to do is puzzles. So it always took up the whole dining room table when we lived in a large space, and we did move from over 2,000 square feet down to whatever this is. I'm not sure. Kev, how many square feet do you think this is? Like 100, 200? Like, it's small. So when you're looking at downsizing and moving from a large space to a small space and still want to function, you got to give some thought to how you're going to do the things that you still love. So we'll look at my puzzle stuff. So here I am, and here's what I found to help me with doing puzzles in my small space. So I was actually kind of thinking about how I would do this, and it probably wouldn't happen in here. And I happened to be talking to a lady, and she told me about this puzzle portfolio. And what's inside of that is a big hardboard with an edge on it. So I can actually do my puzzle on here, get it all set up for that. So I've got a puzzle ready to go. Haven't actually started yet. So the other thing that it comes with is these little sorting trays. So they have a lid, and they have a nice soft felt on them, but it has a lid as well. So if I'm sorting pieces, I can sort them on here, put the little lids on them when I'm ready to store. The other thing I have from before, which would also be handy to pack up, is puzzle boxes. So I have a couple of sets of these in case I want those to have, and they fit in this box. So when I'm done for the time being and wanting to put my puzzle away, this is the portfolio. It's not really all that heavy. So what I have to do is just open it up. There's a cover for the puzzles to put over top of the puzzles so that nothing slides when we're moving. And I put the sorting trays in. I lift it down into this little portfolio. I zip it all up. And this can be stored just about anywhere in the rig. I can put it between the couch, I can put it against the wall, or we have a storage compartment. So I'm not going to have to give up one of my favorite pastimes of puzzling just because we're in a small space. So one of the other things that we didn't want to have to give up being in a small space was, of course, family dinners. So we have had a couple of those this weekend, and we just have to make sure that you have a plan for it, because it's not all that easy. So you have to move some things when you have company coming over that is normally in a stored space or in a place that's taking up room. Underneath our dining room table, for example, there's a few things we have to move. Oh yes, we've got a picture. So we store things under there when it's just Kevin and I in the rig. But when we're getting ready for guests to come over, there's some things that we have to move, and some planning for making a big dinner. Last night, for example, we made a roast with potatoes and carrots. It's not that it has to be just camping food. We actually have regular stuff in here. So just want to encourage everybody that your small space doesn't have to stop you from